I think what the league needs, they're talking about a playoff bubble. And I tweeted about this on Sunday morning. I feel like I figured this out for the league. I know you want a bubble for 32 teams now. I don't find that to be logistically feasible, especially not at this juncture. What they need is time. They need time. Because what's going to happen is they're going to be only so many ways that they're going to be able to configure the schedule. There's only so many times they're going to be able to move somebody's bye week at the last minute. Teams might need multiple bye weeks. Teams may have multiple outbreaks, postponements, or cancellations.
Oh, look at you.
Here's what I would
look at you keeping your own stats here. Did you tell them, hey, bring up my tweet. Bring up my tweet.
Let me read.
Let me read.
I'm reading. I'm reading in the
Can I read your tweet?
Please read my tweet. Read it in my voice. Read it in my voice.
I don't know if I can do that. I don't know. I'm not ready for that.
I won't be offended. I won't be offended.
No, I don't know if I can. I can't go that deep, man. I can't go that deep. I got a high voice. No idea what Raymond James Stadium's event schedule is, but maybe the move for the NFL is to play the postseason in the spring. Well, that's a good idea. Perhaps host the AFC and NFC playoffs in 2 cities with 2 bubbles. Less pressure to figure out the schedule puzzle and finish on time. That's what Michael Smith would do.
Right. So you got Roger Goodell. Do I do a lot of air quotes? I do a lot of air quotes. I do a lot of air quotes. I know. I'm sorry. It's kind of like I use the word ideate a lot too.
There you go.
So I had a follower say, "Hey, nothing going on at Raymond James till May 1st." Okay.
And to which you say, there you go. If the NFL is going to do this thing week to week, put my tweet back up. I got to read my tweet.
I said some other stuff.
Get back up. Got to be Michael Smith. Bring that back up. Oh, here we go. Thank you. They're going to need more than another week or 2. I say give yourself a couple of months. No reason they couldn't start planning for conference bubbles and a spring postseason start right now. Seriously?
See?
Oh, man. That's a good idea.
And then
that's a good idea.
Look at this. Oh, there you go. Look at this. You can see this. You usually can't see right. NFL discussing postseason bubble in Los Angeles and Dallas sources. That's The Athletic. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're all welcome. Okay? So I'm saying do the bubbles for the postseason. It's much more feasible to do with 7 teams each.
And you see what I wrote there.
But finally. But you need more weeks. You need more weeks, though. One extra week of Week 18 to me is not going to cut it at this rate. Maybe it will. Maybe they get lucky. But 5 weeks in, I think they need more flexibility. The season ends in January anyway. Give yourself more flexibility on the back end of the season. Hell, maybe even give yourself some point in the middle of the season to take a break. There may come a point. Because here's the thing, Michael. Here's the thing people forget. For all the protocols in place, okay? And Jason McCourty talked about this. I can't believe we didn't
start the show with this. I didn't even know you did.
But
I can't believe we didn't start the show with this. It's such a good idea. Wow. Not that you're not capable of having good ideas. I'm just like, it's a really great idea.
Jason McCourty was like Michael Jackson. He was like, they don't really care about us. Like, he was like, nobody cares about us, blah, blah, blah. When a lot of the players wanted to do this. It was actually a surprisingly low number of players that opted out. The players decided that they wanted to play, and the protocols are not to prevent contraction, but to mitigate the spread. But the problem is, Michael, as we've talked about, is they don't live in bubbles. And I'm not talking about a bubble that the league sets up. I'm talking about COVID cases around the country are rising. So I just find it hard to believe that this season is going to go off, here's the air quotes, normally.
Good.
I think we might see a situation. We might see a situation, Michael, where there needs to be a restart, where they may need a league-wide bye in the middle of the season just to get their act together. So give yourself January, maybe even February, set up your bubble, move everything, move the playoff teams there, and play your postseason, in the spring. They were talking about a spring season anyway. Why not play the postseason in the spring?
Mike,
free of charge, free consultation.
This is why, I don't know why it's free of charge. You should have charged somebody. Get a little extra money off of this. Man, you got kids. Come on, you got kids, man. Ain't even, always. They eat. Man. They eat. They got to go to school. Come on. You got clothes. They're always growing. They just grow these kids. But really, think about this.
I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you dig it.
I think it's a great idea. The NBA season, through no fault of its own, stops in March because of the pandemic. And we just talked about the NBA Finals being completed. What month is this? October. So it can be done.
The season started almost a year ago, Michael. That is incredible.
The season started in October. the 2019-20 season started in October and it ended in October. And we don't care. We're still arguing. We're still having the same arguments we had pre-pandemic. Jordan versus LeBron. It doesn't matter. So if you love the sport enough, I'm on your side with this. If you love the sport enough, you do have to build in, just be ready to take some pauses, to take some breaks, to get that thing done. I believe in a bubble, and I know you don't think 32 bubbles is feasible. It is. It's not convenient. It can happen. It's just not convenient. Okay, think about this. Most teams have some type of setup where they can create their own little village within
It's called training camp. It's called training camp.
Oh yeah, but like
we saw it. Yeah.
There are a lot of like LA and their beautiful new stadium.
So far,
There's so many things around that. There's so many things around that. You got hotels, you got restaurants. You can just kind of rope that off, so to speak, and say, okay, this is going to be our world until our season ends. Players won't like it. I know they won't like it, but it almost ensures that your season will end. You can control your environment, and that's what you can't do unless you have a bubble. If you don't have a bubble, season's probably not going to be completed. Let's just face it. You're going to have to get there.
Well, the postseason is going to be critical because you can't have people compromise in the playoffs. It's one thing to be like, okay, this guy is out for this game, or we're going to postpone, this game for this week. I mean, your options are so limited and your margin for error is so slim come the playoffs. And so, I was reading an Athletic article, they don't want, according to sources, that's the main thing, is they don't want to have player availability compromise in the postseason and not have flexibility. And Goodell talked about it. It's like, he talked about an 18th week today, I believe, and it's been being kicked around. Flexibility is key, and they just need more time. They need to buy themselves more time.
And can I address this Jason McCourty thing? All right,
yeah,
Jason
please.
Jason McCourty is right. No, the NFL doesn't care.
Is he?
Yeah, he is. He's right. But this is why it's so confusing. He's right. The NFL doesn't care about him, doesn't care about his brother Devin, probably doesn't care, not personally. The NFL doesn't care about anybody personally, but that's not the point. The point is they care about you as a business. This is a whole business. This is a transactional relationship. It's not relational. It's not relational in a intimate sense. It's relational in a transactional sense. And that's why I don't understand why the NFL seemed to be so unprepared for what we're dealing with right now. Keep in mind, pandemic hits in March. Roger Goodell holds the draft, conducts the draft from his basement in April or May, whatever it was. Maybe it was May. Their season doesn't start until September. You got all this time to figure it out. And now they're coming up with new protocols. Now they're telling coaches, we're going to fine you if you don't wear your mask. Why didn't you mention that months ago? You seem to be surprised that all this is happening. Hello, pandemic, we're in month 7.
Okay.
The rest of us are in month 7.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.